Well, welcome. Thank you for attending. This is How to Change Your Smile and Change Your Life webinar. I'm Dr. Taj Haynes, and there I was underneath this basketball rim. My world went silent. I'm sure the crowd was going crazy at the other end of the court from a pick and roll, a rebound, or a made shot. But there I was by myself, my hands cupped, like I'm taking water to my mouth from a sea of water. But there, my teeth were bleeding. My teeth were just recently just caved in because moments before I went up for a rebound and this guy's head hit my front teeth and caved them in. I wasn't in any pain, but I just remember reaching up, realized they were caved in, and I pulled them out, hearing all the cracking sounds. See, at that moment, my life changed. 14 years old, I was a top 3 basketball player on my team, well liked around school, friendly, and just really full of confidence after years of orthodontics. I love my smile. But on that day, it changed because instantaneously, my teeth began to turn black. It got dark. I no longer wanted to smile. And through my remaining 2 to 3 years of school, I lived in the dental chair. And thank God for dentists who did some veneers and some root canals on my teeth to allow me at least to smile somewhat, but I still wasn't quite happy, didn't really have the confidence. So I went off to college, and there I earned a 4-year degree in mechanical engineering, one of the toughest degrees you can actually get yourself in or to graduate. And there I am with my mother on graduation day, probably one of the happiest days of my life. A big accomplishment, but you can just tell by the look in my eyes, the strain in my cheeks. I'm really struggling to really smile there. And when you take a closer look at it, you see why. My teeth were crooked, uneven gums, one tooth was longer than the other. It just wasn't something I really wanted to smile about. And then, of course, when you're in college, you discover the clubs and the black lights. And I wonder why I never really had a relationship at all. Maybe I studied too much, but every time you go dancing, a black light would hit my smile. I would have one tooth that would just be black. So needless to say, I didn't have a lot of confidence in my smile. Although I was happy, just not to have a lot of confidence. Graduated from college, spent the next 5.5 years in the consulting world at one of the big 5, big 4 consulting companies in the world or the US. And there I learned how to communicate in the world of business. From there, I still lived in the dental chair, right? More root canals and fillings and trying to save my smile. And it was passed me by. But then finally, I decided after consulting to go to dental school and become a dentist. And that's where I learned the power of dentistry and the care that my dentist gave me. But now with today's technology, or the technology when I was in school, it allowed me to possess the power in my hands to really transform my smile, to transform other people's smiles. And that's where I found the power of dental implants and ceramics to really, really, truly enhance and transform. And so a few years back, me and my family went on a vacation, and you can see just how happy I am. You can see the smile on my face. I'm much more at ease, if you will, granted no strain. And you take a closer look at my smile, you see why. Those front 4 teeth are actually dental implants. I love smiling. I love showing off my teeth now. It transformed my life. My confidence is high. I love looking at my wife and giving her a nice grin. I love kissing her. And so this is what I've learned. And what I believe is that when you change your smile, you will change your life. So that said, my name is Dr. Taj Haynes, and I'm the owner of Modern Family Dental Care. We're a general practice. We do implants, cosmetic makeovers, Invisalign, full hygiene department, more complex bone surgeries, multiple doctors, and multiple locations to serve people. And we're located in Charlotte and Concord, North Carolina. Main thing is that we plan, replace, and restore implants all under one roof. We don't send our patients and clients to multiple locations to get the work done that they need. We have all the skill sets in one place. That way we can successfully manage the care of our patients. And if anything were to happen, we know exactly what happened and we can actually take care of it for them. So for those of you who's coming in, we're just getting started. But today we're going to actually talk about 3 things. What happens when you lose teeth? What are dental implants? And what tooth replacement options and why dental implants are the miracle of replacing teeth. And over the next 45 minutes is what we're going to take in order to discuss these things. So a question for you. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to smile with confidence at the people you love? You see, this is Michael. Michael found me, came to my office for our 40 to 50 minute consultation. He's like, Doc, like, Taj, I need some help. I don't like the way I smile. I don't feel good about myself. He's like, can you help me? Like, Michael, absolutely we can help you. He's like, well, tell me what to do. So we talked about straightening his teeth, whitening his teeth, and filling in the back dark corners of his mouth with implants. He said, man, that sounds wonderful. He asked, hey, what are the next steps? So Michael, you took the first step. You came and saw me. Now what we're going to do is do Invisalign. Then we're going to whiten your teeth and we're going to do the implants and we're going to throw everything in. And after, I don't know, about a year or so, there's Michael today. And every time I see Michael, I say, Michael, how you doing, man? He said, Doc, nodded in his head. Man, life is so good right now. And this is what it's all about. See, his life has changed. He's no longer being rejected in the community or his social life. He's now being accepted. So the first thing I want to talk about is what happens when we lose teeth.
Natural teeth are held securely in place by their roots in the jawbone. Disease, decay, or trauma may lead to the loss of all of one's teeth. The roots had previously stimulated the surrounding bone, maintaining the jaw's natural shape. However, with no roots in place, the jawbone will begin to resorb or shrink because it no longer serves the purpose that nature intended. Many years of bone loss may cause your face to change. Your mouth and jaw appear to collapse, your lips look thinner, and there is an increase in wrinkles near the mouth and neck.
All right, so the number one thing you got to take from that video is the fact that you lose jawbone when you remove teeth. The bone that holds the teeth melts away like hot butter. And this is why you start to begin the physical deterioration. So you look at the profile of this person over time. You can see how much it looks older. The jaw, the face gets shorter, a lot more wrinkles. You actually look 10 years older than you actually are. See, when you lose bone, it happens really quickly initially. About 40 to 50% of that bone will start to dissolve right away within its first 6 months. Now, there are things you can do to preserve it, like ridge preservation, to help stop that initial progression of bone loss. But you have to realize this, is that it can't come back. There's a few things we can do to kind of enhance or kind of build it back a little bit, but it won't grow back by itself. It affects the way you look, as I mentioned. You can even have really thin jawbones and more prone to fractures, nerve pain. But just know this, the jawbone will continue to melt away. And when you think about it, that's the physical state. But now when you start having that deterioration physically, it starts messing with your mental health, your social and emotional health, because we all love to go out and sing and dance and eat with friends and family. You know, I love talking with my wife and friends, family, communicate with them, laugh, kiss, right? When I don't have the confidence in myself or my smile, those things are really, really affected, not for the good, but for the worse. And also, check this out. People who have teeth live 10 years longer than those without. That's right. So if I don't have any teeth, I'm living 10 years less than I oughta. And all because of the nutrition. I can't chew the broccolis. I can't chew the crunchy foods that give me the nutrients and the vitamins that I truly, truly need. Right? I have to eat the starchy stuff, the soft stuff, the stuff that creates no diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. You got to have teeth. It affects your entire world and it affects your life. So just kind of recap real quick, because this is really important. The jawbone melts away when you are missing teeth. It reduces your lifespan. You obviously will feel more embarrassed, don't have the confidence. You got to limit your food choices. It can impact your clear speech, make you look older, affects your appearance for the worse. And also, if you have any teeth remaining, it will actually affect your remaining teeth. And so when we start missing teeth or losing teeth, people often think, wow, dentures were out the bat. Well, dentures are a short-term solution. They're not long-term, and they're really a compromise to your life and the way you live, your quality of life. Because now when you have dentures, you got 30 to 40, 50% of the biting force that you normally have with teeth. And because of that, you can't chew as efficiently and you don't get the nutrients, and you can also have more digestive problems as well. And then the bone loss, what happens to dentures? They don't have as good of a fit. And so it really compounds the problem. But today, we're fortunate because today's world is a lot more modern, a lot more sophisticated. And there's a whole bunch of different options to replace teeth besides just dentures or partial dentures. Now there are dental implants. And dental implants are the standard of care for tooth replacement in today's modern dentistry world. So when you transform your smile, here's what happens. I see it every single day. You start to love your smile, and then you start to feel confident in yourself again. You're looking younger, enhancing your mental and emotional health. You improve your health with proper nutrition. You become accepted by your community, and you become respected again. And a lot of times people often feel a lot more sexy as well. So that's all I want to talk about missing teeth. The next thing I want to talk about is what are dental implants.
Dental implants replace missing teeth. The design of a dental implant is based on the design of a natural tooth. A natural tooth is one piece commonly described as having two main parts. One part is the crown that sits above the gums. The second part is a root that sits securely in your jawbone. A dental implant treatment may involve several pieces. However, it may also be described as having two main parts. One part is a restoration that is custom fabricated to match the shape of a natural tooth crown. The second part is the implant that replaces the function of a natural tooth root. Implants are made of titanium or titanium alloy. Unlike most materials, our body normally accepts titanium without infection. The first phase of implant treatment involves creating an opening in the jawbone in preparation for the implant. The implant is then placed, followed by a healing cover. Depending on the implant system, the gums may be sutured and a temporary denture placed. The site immediately begins to heal. A process known as osseointegration takes place, where bone molecules begin to attach themselves to the titanium surrounding the implant. It usually takes between 2 to 4 months for the bone to securely bond to the entire implant surface. The final phase involves the custom restoration.
All right, so dental implants are a long-term solution. And as just kind of recap here, they look, feel, and work like a real tooth. They save bone. You get the same, if not more, biting force of that tooth. It can work at almost any age except for growing adolescents, and they really help save natural teeth. Now, so as you look at the dental implant here, you have right here the dental implant. The screw, because the dental implant solution for a tooth composes of 3 parts, and that right there is the true dental implant. This part right here, the abutment, is that gold piece. That's a screw that screws inside the implant itself. The third part of a dental implant is the custom-made crown. And that is, of course, a crown that will be cemented on top of that abutment. So when you think of a dental implant tooth solution, it's actually 3 parts. And as we plan to place implants, typically we have a 2D, I guess, X-ray, if you will. It's called a pan or panoramic. And this kind of gives you a nice little landscape, but it's not how you want to actually place the implant. This is good for actually discussing a treatment plan for every individual, but not to actually place the implant, because what you want to do is have the modern day GPS of planning the implant. And it's called a 3D scan. So if you actually take a look at this area right here, you not only see, looking down on top of the implant, the thickness of the bone. You can actually see, make sure the bone's fully encased. This little red thing is actually a nerve, right? You see a nerve going down there, so you want to miss that nerve. So you have a 3D perspective of it all. This tells us the bone density, how strong your bone will grab onto the implant. So you got to make sure, no matter what you decide to do, especially if you're going to go forward with implants, you want to make sure that the physician, the doctor, uses this type of technology. Now, that's all I want to say about dental implants. Next thing I want to talk about is what happens when you actually begin to lose teeth. And the first thing we're going to talk about is missing one tooth.
If you have lost a single tooth, you have various tooth replacement options to consider. One option would be a single tooth partial denture. A major consequence of this option is the bone loss that occurs due to the absence of the natural tooth root. Biting forces will cause the partial to move and shift because its design lacks a secure connection. Many partial denture wearers may also experience discomfort and gum irritation. In a second option, known as a resin-bonded bridge, a high-speed drill is used to cut into the back of the neighboring teeth. A prosthesis is then added to the back of your natural teeth. With the absence of the natural tooth root, the bone above the crown begins to shrink. Everyday biting forces will also begin to apply opposing pressures that will loosen the bond over time. The third option is referred to as a fixed bridge. A high-speed drill shaves down a significant amount of the neighboring teeth's natural structure. This prepares the teeth for the fitting of a fabricated 3-unit bridge that is cemented in place. However, bone loss soon occurs, and plaque buildup is common below the margins of the crowns. The neighboring teeth lack adequate tooth structure, which makes them weaker and more susceptible to tooth decay. The fourth option replaces the natural tooth root with a dental implant that is inserted into the bone. An abutment is secured to the implant, and a crown is secured to the abutment. The dental implant option closely mimics the design and function of your natural tooth. The dental implant is the most secure option, with a solid foundation of bone that keeps it stable, withstanding the forces of biting and chewing. An implant feels and functions like a natural tooth, and it is proven to outlast all other tooth replacement options.
So you can see the pros and cons of the dental implants versus the other options, right? But the thing about dental implants, like I told you before, is it looks, feels, and works like a real tooth. The technology is so good with dental implants. We got better predictability, decreased healing times, success rates of over 98% over 10 years. That means that once that implant or your body fuses onto that implant and it's healed, there's a 98% chance that that implant's going to be there 10 years from the day it was placed. And there's many different implants across many different countries, but definitely want to use ones that are made in the USA. And we use something called Legacy 3, and they're from Implants Direct. Now, not all implants are the same. Many you have heard maybe about mini implants. Well, take a look at the mini implants. Look how skinny that implant is versus a traditional implant. Now tell me, which one would you want to chew your favorite meal on? A nice piece of steak or chicken or fish or some broccoli on. Which one do you think is going to hold up a lot better? Let me tell you, it's definitely not the mini implant. At all costs, for the most part, you want to place traditional implants. That is not to say that many implants do not have a place. However, very few situations require a mini implant. So this is Gavin. Gavin found me. He came into my office for a 40 to 50-minute consultation. And he's like, Doc, I got to do something about my smile. I'm just not happy. I just feel every time I talk with clients or customers, say he's a business owner, has his own construction company. Doc, I just feel like people are judging me before I even get to tell them what I get to do and I can do for them. And I'm losing a lot of business because of it. He said, we got to do something about my smile. I'm just not happy with it. I don't got a lot of time. I can't spend years on braces. I got to do something now and quick. Can you help me, Doc? I was like, yes, Gavin, we can help you. We can definitely help you. He said, well, tell me, just listen, I do whatever it takes. What are my next steps? Right? I said, well, Gavin, you made the right step. The first step is you came in and saw me. Second thing we're going to do, we're going to remove some teeth and we're going to place some implants and we're going to truly transform your smile. That way you can become respected again and have a successful business. And there he is today. You can just look at his eyes, much more confidence, a lot more secure. Look at his smile. There's no way in the world now that anybody who wants to do business with a man will ever judge him the same as he was judged before. In fact, he's probably got tenfold, if not more, on just the smile alone and his investment in it. Next thing I want to talk about is really what happens when we have several missing teeth.
If you have lost several teeth, there are various treatment options available. One option involves the fabrication and placement of a partial denture. A partial denture sits over the gums with a framework that provides minor stability. The partial denture lacks a secure connection, and without tooth roots to stimulate the bone, the jawbone in that area will begin to shrink. The partial denture will then move and shift because the shape of the jawbone has changed, causing the fitted denture to loosen. Over time, this movement will irritate the surrounding gums, causing pain and discomfort. A second option, known as a fixed implant bridge, involves the placement of 2 dental implants. The implants provide stability and stimulate the surrounding bone to prevent significant bone loss. Attached crowns are then fabricated and connected to the implants with a center crown that sits over the gums. Over time, minor bone loss may be experienced below the crown where no implant is placed. A third option involves the placement of 3 dental implants. Each implant replaces a missing tooth root. Crowns are then fabricated and placed over the implants. This option virtually eliminates bone loss, providing you a stable treatment that most closely resembles the design of natural teeth. A fourth option involves the placement of 4 dental implants. If there is adequate space, an additional implant may be placed to help reduce further bone loss and improve distribution of biting forces. Crowns are then placed over each implant. The additional implant may also help to increase the success rate or longevity of treatment.
So again, you can see the pros and cons of implants versus no implants, the partial dentures. And really, when you have missing teeth like that in all the full section in the very, very back, your slides are actually fairly, your options are very limited in what you can do. It's either implants or a partial denture. And in fact, a lot of times we have teeth that are removed, they begin to look like the far left. You see over here how this looks really just like a skinny horse's back? Well, that's why a lot of doctors, and it seems like every doctor out there is telling you that, hey, you can only do a partial, or perhaps you can only do a bridge if that's between 2 teeth. Well, I'm telling you that that's not true, and it's quite possible that you could get a dental implant, as you see over here on the left side, the right side. Because what can we do? We can actually do some bone grafting. So right in here, we're able to add bone to make it a lot thicker. And then we've got enough thickness, we can then put the dental implant in to where it's nice and fully encased, strong, and healthy, and very, very predictable. And that's if your bone thick don't have the thickness for it. Now we say, well, doc, what about the depth of my bone? Well, now what we can do, especially on the top, if you look right here, this right here is your sinus. This is normal. You have your teeth here, right? Bone levels are good. But now if you remove that tooth, look what happens. It dips down. It dips up. And that thickness of bone is not enough to actually put a dental implant in. So what do we have to do? We can do something called a sinus bump or a sinus lift, if you will. And we actually add bone on top of that little valley and add bone in that peak. Well, that way, now we put the implant in, look at that. Again, fully encased. Not every doctor or dentist actually knows how to do that. So dental implants are standard of care, and just know that it's quite possible that if you're looking for dental implants to replace your teeth, enhance your smile, it's quite possible. The next thing I want to talk about is what happens when we lose all of our teeth.
If you have lost all your teeth, there are various treatment options available. One option would be the placement of a removable denture. A denture sits loosely over your gums, with no secure connection to the jawbone. Another option would be choosing a dental implant-based treatment. Implants are secured to the jawbone, replacing the function of your natural tooth roots. A removable denture is custom fitted to each patient's jawbone. But as it shrinks over time, the removable denture becomes loose. This movement may cause soreness of gums, difficulty in chewing, and trouble speaking. Over the years, the denture may need remodeling so that it fits the changing shape of the jaw. This can be very frustrating for a patient who experiences this cycle of denture maintenance for many years. With bone loss, it becomes increasingly difficult to stabilize the denture. The remaining bone may not be thick enough to protect one of the jaw's main nerves from the pressures of biting and chewing. This type of pressure may cause extreme pain and discomfort. The only proven way to prevent or stop bone loss is to replace your natural tooth roots with dental implants. One option may involve the placement of 2 or more dental implants. Special attachments are placed over the implants, making it possible for a customized denture to be secured in place. This is a connection type known as the locator attachment. The denture may be removed by the patient for cleaning. A fourth option involves the placement of 5 or 6 dental implants. Specialized attachments cover the implants to facilitate the placement of what is known as a fixed detachable denture. The denture is designed with small holes that allow specialized screws to pass through and connect it directly to the implants. This is a very stable and secure treatment option that can only be removed or detached by a dental professional. A fifth option is known as a fixed implant bridge, and it commonly involves the placement of 8, 10, or 12 dental implants. Standard abutments are attached to the implants to prepare for the placement of the crowns. The crowns are then cemented to the implants as one piece. This option most closely resembles the look and feel of natural teeth, while virtually eliminating bone loss. Dental implants will provide you with a stable and long-term solution that reduces the pain, discomfort, instability, and bone loss that denture patients experience.
Okay, so you can see the major issue with complete dentures, right? It's the bone loss, right? The bone starts dissolving away, dentures start getting bigger, and you have a lot more compromise. Bone loss is a serious issue. Compare that to the last option, we have all of the implants. Well, this right here, to have an implant almost under every tooth, I mean, yeah, people had a lot of sugar, but this is a lot of money for a lot of people, because this is where it starts getting into the $50, $60, $70, $80,000 range to do this. And that's just for the bottom or the top. So you got to double that in order to get your complete solution or complete smile. So that's not a realistic option. So that's where we have the hybrid option. This is where we place 4 to 6 implants, able to make something out of ceramic that looks really, really natural, does not come in and out. It's customized for the patient. And it's milled, and it's all done with the newest and latest technology. You compare that to the old technology where we try to save teeth, right? Really, because today's thinking is so much more different with implants. Before, we would try to hang on to a tooth for dear life because we knew it was better, right? And this is what would result. I mean, this is actually great work in 1980. But if you look closely, you can see the gums are really, really inflamed. You can see the metal, a little gray marks by the gums in the tooth. Well, that's metal. you can see on the bottom right how there's chipped porcelain. This is a Cadillac back in the day, but now we can do something so much better. This is what we can do. 100% porcelain, looks natural, nice and white, gums are contoured, and it's healthy. Healthy, beautiful, which is going to build confidence. These can be made in different places. But again, you want to make sure that all the lab work, that stuff is made here in the USA. I can say that my lab is located here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's definitely the best lab in Charlotte, and it's probably one of the better labs in the actual USA. It's really good. So people often ask, hey, what do implants cost? Right? I got a list of the 5 questions, and this is so complicated to answer because it's really all dependent upon the individual. Everybody's so unique, and if you think about going to a grocery store and you got your grocery bag, it all depends how much that cost to the store that the visit to the store is going to cost, right? Because it depends what you're going to put into it. Now, do you go to Whole Foods? Do you go to Harris Teeter or Food Line? Do you go organics, right? What kind of implant solution do you need? Everybody's so unique. But to kind of give you a range, a single tooth dental implant can range from $4,000 to $5,000, or excuse me, $50,000 for a hybrid or implants under every single tooth, like I said before, right? But you have to know this. There are payment plans available. And so let's say you want to do a fixed hybrid. No, for a reasonable deposit, you can have that solution for as low as $250 to $400 a month, depending on what trim you select. Now, if you go to a more of the snap-in type of denture, again, you can cut that payment in half, where it's like around $125 to $200 per month. A single dental implant, you can probably cut that by a third, so you can probably get it for anywhere between $60 to $100 per month for a dental implant. And it all kind of depends. But I tell you what, the number one factor that determines the cost is time. The cost of waiting. That's what gets people the most. You see, if you have a tooth and you have to be removed, at stage 1, you can put the implant in, a single implant, you have the jawbone, you don't got to do much grafting. But as time goes on, it can go to stage 2. And with stage 2 is where you got to actually do more bone grafting. More time goes by, maybe you got to do a sinus lift. Stage 3, right? Then you go to stage 4, more time, sinus lift and bone grafting. All adds on to the cost. So it's imperative that stop waiting and actually do it now. Because there is a cost of waiting. You have to realize that. If you don't do something, yes, there's a cost of actually doing the dental implant solution, but there's also a cost of actually doing nothing. A year from now, are you in the exact same place as you are today? Just realize there is a cost of doing that. Oh, does it hurt? Well, typically no, but the more surgery you got to do, there's going to be more recovery. A single implant, it shouldn't hurt. Gums may be a little bit tender. Implants will be placed just by local anesthesia. Don't have to go to sleep for it. Most people say I don't feel much of anything the following day, and if they do, they take a little Advil or Tylenol, and that usually takes care of the discomfort. The third question I often receive is, what are the success rates? How predictable is it? Well, I mentioned it before, it's 98% over 10 years. But again, it really depends upon the quality and the quantity of the jawbone, the skill of the practitioner, and just know that implants can actually be rejected by the body. A lot of people take different medications to have different health conditions. But I think the number one thing is that people actually smoke. And that's probably the number one thing that has the body rejected. But know this, that people often run to go get their knee replacement, hip replacements, shoulder replacements. Dental implants are more predictable than those and less painful and more than those. But people often, they run to them. Whereas then the dentist, they go, oh, I don't want to do anything. Another question is, how long does implant treatment actually take? Two parts of this question here. The first part is the actual surgery. So if it's a single implant, we plan for an hour, but the actual surgery part probably takes about 20 minutes. Don't take much time at all for me. Now you got replacing pulling teeth, replacing the teeth, bone grafting. Now you start getting to 3, 4 hours. So it depends on the complexity of the situation, and usually, depending on the person, you usually will not be without teeth leaving my office. Another question, hey, doc, am I a candidate? Just like Michael and Gavin. Well, yes, you are, and age is not a factor. As long as you're in reasonable good health, it doesn't matter what age you are. I just completed top and bottom snap-in dentures for a patient who is 91 years old, and bless her heart, she's one of my favorite patients, and she did great. Yes, there are exceptions. You got HIV, if you're currently pregnant or uncontrolled diabetes, then no, I mean, you don't want to do it. You want to make sure you get your diabetes under control, and you wait till after you're pregnant. So whether you have no teeth, have a few teeth, or have all your teeth, I can help you get the smile of your dreams. So, as I mentioned before, a year from now, if you're in the exact same place as you are today, there is a cost of doing that. I have seen so many people a year or two later, they'll come back and see me again and say, Doc, man, I should have started when I first saw you. They regret not starting earlier because maybe the cost went back up, or nothing changed. There's no more confidence in their life. Because the thing is, I know it's human nature for people to say, no, I'm going to wait until I'm ready, or I'm going to wait until I'm not too busy, right? Life gets in the way. We're all busy. Now I'm going to wait till I get my money's right, right? But here's what I know. I know that changing your smile today will change your life tomorrow. You don't have to work with me as your dentist. I don't really care who you work with. I just want you to get the help that you need. Just get the help. Work with someone, for heaven's sake. All right? And when you choose that person, I want to give you 3 things that you have to make sure that they do indeed have. And that is this. Number 1, you want to make sure they have extensive advanced dental implant training of at least 4 years. I'm not talking about a day class or a class online. I'm talking about hands-on, intense, basic training to advanced training where you do the complex surgeries, where you're able to problem solve and solve complex complications, where you're able to do all the different implants, the hybrids, the snap-ins, not just a simple implant on the very, very back tooth. You want to make sure 4 years of beyond dental school, implant-only training. Also, that dentists got to make sure they use the best technology, the cone beam, the 3D CT scans, and that the dental implants are made in the USA as well as the labs. And make sure that the dentist performs all of the procedures under one roof. You don't want to be shipped back to provider to provider to a specialist to general dentist. No, because complications happens. Here's what happens. Each of them point fingers, and now you're stuck in the middle, and you can't get the care that you actually need. And so often people talk about, hey, doc, what are the next steps? Well, it's Gavin and Michael. It's your consultation. That's when you want to come and meet me, the team. We do complete medical and dental records. We do the pan x-ray, kind of get a landscape to kind of map out how we want to treat and go forward. Let's consult about the different options. Let's come up with our plan A, oral cancer examination. We look at the TMJ, smile analysis, look at the gums, we look at everything. And then finally, we come with a plan. We're going to present these to you. That way you know exactly what it entails. Typically, that is about a $551 appointment. However, because you're on this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to do it for free. But what you have to do is accept the offer today. Make a commitment and go for it. But on top of that, I'm going to throw in some bonuses for you. When we start planning these cases out, I got to do study models. That's $197. The 3D CT scan is $353. And then I'm going to give you $500 for being on the webinar to apply towards your treatment. But here's the thing. You're going to have to, if you do that, you're going to have to move forward with treatment 1 week after our initial treatment plan presentation of all the finances. And so that's an additional $1,050 in savings. And this can only be applied to an implant or a smile makeover type of solution. It can't be made for general dentistry. This is to transform your life, your smile. So all in all, here's what you're going to get today. Initial consultation, study models for the planning, the 3D CT scan, and the $500 applied to your treatment. All in all, $1,600 in total savings. So click the button now and get this offer while it still lasts. So I want you to picture a day where after 10 years of not being able to smile at your lover, your significant other across a nice romantic dinner, or even waking up in the morning where you finally can smile and love and feel confident and sexy. I want you to picture a day after losing love for being in love for so long and you're back out there looking for love, trying to find the right person, knowing that people are looking and judging you the wrong way. Picture a day when that all changes, when you have the confidence and they say, wow, Billy, you're a good looking guy. I want you to picture a day when you know you're a happy soul, love going out, being in the community, being social with friends and family, but yet you kind of hold back just because you're not confident in your smile. Picture that day when that all changes and you can just be you and let it all just hang out. So there's 5 take-home thoughts I want you to leave here with. Implants, they save bone. Implants, they can last a lifetime. They can improve the quality of your life. There is an all under one roof benefit. And everyone tells us, Doc, I wish I would have done this sooner. A little while back, I was trying to work out. I wasn't really feeling too good. I was feeling unhealthy, unfit, just a little sluggish. Didn't have the energy to kind of get through the day. And one of my coaches, I was talking to, man, I got to really work out and just get my health back and just feel good about myself again. He goes, hey, Tosh, are you working out? I was like, yeah, I try to work out, and I really don't have the time to work out. Because I get home from work and I'm just so tired. I got kids, I got to do homework and take care of them, and got to spend time with a wife, and I just don't have the time. He's like, we talk about you don't have time. Everybody has the same amount of time, and people do it every single day. So, yeah, not me. So why don't you wake up early, like around 5 o'clock, to go work out? It's like, yeah, right. I need my sleep. That's why I'm tired. I got to sleep before I can get, feel better about myself. He said, well, no, here's what you're going to do. Quit making excuses. Decide what you want and how bad do you really want it. Do you really want to be energized? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to lose the weight you put on? Do you want to be there for your kids? I was like, yeah, well, how bad do you want? So I want it bad. He said, well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to wake up at 5 o'clock. You're going to get up out of bed, and before work, you're going to exercise at least 30 minutes. And so here I am. I'm like, okay, this is a challenge. And I love challenges. But I had to decide. And this is the reason I'm telling you. I mean, I got confronted with a life transformation decision I had to make. And I could have let everything be the status quo. I could have allowed me to kind of roll over, hit that snooze button once again, and stay in bed where it's nice and warm on a cold day. But instead, what I decided was, no, I'm not going to no longer hit that snooze button. I'm going to drag myself out of bed if I have to, and I am going to work out. I'm going to work out before I can get re-energized, feel good about myself, lose the weight that I put back on. And I did. And so I can tell you today that I'm feeling so much better. I'm in better shape. My muscles are stronger. I feel like I can walk upstairs without being out of breath. I feel like I can stay up later than I did before. I'm more active. I can be there for my kids. I'm attentive. I feel good. I hardly get sick, right? But here's what I've learned. I had to decide that the reason why I wanted to change my current situation was worth far much more than the cost of doing it today. And I looked at myself a year from today, or then I should say, and I didn't want to be that same person. I didn't want to be that same person. And so I consistently, day after day after day, decided and I changed. And here I am today. So yes, that's what I learned. And so I want to encourage you, whatever situation or problem you have with your smile, maybe in life, you got to realize that this smile, when it's changed and transformed, it can truly, truly transform your life. And I'm living proof. So I want you to join the happy crowd for all those people who not only I have changed, but even my colleagues, my true good friends who do the same thing I do all over the country. We're changing smiles, we're changing lives. I want you to enjoy the benefits. So please, accept this offer. I would love to meet you. We can talk about your current situation. And I know that when you decide to do it and commit to it, your life will never be the same. It's going to be awesome. So thank you for attending this webinar. It's been a pleasure. I hope you learned something. And I do. I look forward to meeting you soon.